So on today's agenda, we're going to go to CEX Stafford. It's been a bit. And we're going to put some stuff on the shelf. I have not put the last 10 CEX hauls worth of stuff on the shelves in a while. And the pile in the kitchen, which is just where I've left it all, is beginning to grow. And I do want to start trying to display some stuff in a little bit of a different way, because I bought a few collector's editions recently, and especially that Fallout 3 lunchbox. There's just loads of stuff that I would like to have displayed better, and I need to figure out how to do that. What I'm thinking is, when I moved my games across from that Billy to this Billy, obviously I didn't do anything with the box sets up above. Now, those box sets up above would make really good display space for collector's editions. So maybe I can get those box sets somehow compiled onto just the shape of one Billy over there, move the games that are on top of that Billy over here, somehow, some way, figure that out. Probably the bottom shelf, because the bottom shelf's the miscellaneous shelf. I think they'd fit. And then the top could have the space for the collector's edition. So that's kind of my thought process at the moment. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll work. There should be a couple of things at Stafford CEX that I want to pick up. And I'm also planning my next big trip. Recently I've done a few pretty decent big trips, really, between Leicester and Sheffield and Derby. There is a rather rare, expensive PlayStation 2 horror game that is never ever in stock that has just came up in stock, and it's 180 miles away or something nuts like that. And I don't think I can justify that, but I'm tempted. I'm thinking about it. Never say never. Speaking of which, my car is due its MOT, so that is Monday. I had to book that. My car is apparently untaxed as well, so I had to do that. There's loads of stuff that's needed doing, lots of admin things, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting home and getting some stuff on the shelf. What I'm doing right now is I'm just sort of looking for gaps in terms of games that I don't own for systems. So, for example, I've got Dynasty Warriors Gundam 1 and 3, but not Reborn and 2. Reborn's £150 though, which is a bit of a problem there. And I'm also been tempted recently to trade a few things in. So, for example, I've got a PSVR 2 that I've genuinely used about once, and I just can't see myself ever using it again, because I use the Oculus Quest if I'm ever gonna. Realistically, I bought the PSVR 2 specifically for Resident Evil 4 Remake VR and Resident Evil 8 VR and stuff like that. I could trade it in for a £300 voucher or something crazy like that. I don't know. I'm a little bit tempted. I'll give that one some thought. But do I need to? Probably not. I just buy stuff anyway. It's not like I need the... I don't know. Thinking about it. But anyway, let's head out to CEX, get what we're going to get, see what we're going to see, come back and start putting stuff on the shelf, shall we? Today is incredibly windy. I'm recording this on the 3rd of June, and it's I think it's blown the smell of cow poo over from some field, because it stanks out there. And I've also just seen loads of kids in school uniform, and I've realised, I'm leaving at 3:30. Fantastic, I've got to deal with school traffic. Although, school did get out an hour ago. Or nearly an hour ago. Long enough ago that I feel like the traffic should have gone. And then I'll have to deal with the work traffic coming back. Fantastic. I would be quicker going to Canek CEX, not Stafford CEX. Whatever, let's go. Into CEX we go on this windy day. Okay, here we are taking refuge from the wind. Swear to God, I've done a lot of CEX trips in the last few weeks into a variety of different places. The amount of different climates and weathers I've experienced is getting mad. Also, if you wanted Mortal Kombat, it seems that Stafford would be a good shout right now. I don't know if I show it in this video, because it's been a while since I took a look at PlayStation 1, because PS1 is not really a console that I collect for, but I think they have a Mortal Kombat 4. I'm pretty sure that Mortal Kombat 4 is one of the more expensive Mortal Kombat games. I don't know why that is. I don't think I've made that up. There is definitely one of the PS1 Mortal Kombat games that's 30, 40 quid, something like that. But yeah, there's quite a bit. And also, check this out, once again, the Bioshock Steelbook. I do want this. I've decided that I'm going to get it, because they do not do a PS3 version of it, but I don't want that one. I'm going to keep an eye out for one that's in good condition, because they come up pretty frequently. A lot of CEXs have them. It'll happen again soon. It's just that one isn't in good enough condition. There was one a few weeks ago, in that exact same spot as well, in this exact same CEX, that was just perfect. And I didn't get it, because I had not decided at the time, because I hadn't done any research to find out whether or not it released on both consoles. It seems interesting. I'd love to know how that decision was made, Because there are some cross-generation Steelbook games. For example, Jericho or Turok, Resident Evil 5 and 6. They have Steelbooks, but on both consoles. But for some reason, Bioshock does not, and Bioshock isn't. It's not an Xbox exclusive. I think that Bioshock may have been one of those games that for some reason performs way worse on PlayStation. I know that that was a thing. It was a bit of a problem with the PS3 and the 360 era where there was a handful of games, speaking of which, still got the Call of Duty World at War Steelbook here. There was a handful of games, first-person shooters typically, that just didn't function correctly on PS3 because the architecture was difficult to develop for, especially in the earlier days when the developers hadn't yet really gotten it down. So multi-platform games often performed better on the 360, which is kind of even more the case now because of the backwards compatibility superiority of the Xbox Series X. Like, I'm a PlayStation guy through and through. I collect for the PlayStations way more than anything else. But there are a handful of 360 games that I keep specifically because they are the superior way of playing a game via putting said 360 disc into a Series X. I'd say 9 times out of 10 that I use my Series X these days is to play something from the 360 era. For example, I'm just about to start playing through the Fallout games again, and when I play through both Fallout 3 and New Vegas, they'll both be enhanced Series X versions, because I could play PC, but I can't play it as comfortably from my sofa. I've yet to figure that one out. One day. Okay, I am home, and of course Ruby is going to want to inspect whatever it is that I've bought. Hello, Ruby. You been good girl? You sunbathing? Have a paw. I didn't mean lick. Paw. Paw. Cheers. You look so long. If there's one thing that sausage dogs will always do, it is find a patch of sun. She'll lie in this one, just lengthways, as soon as the sun starts to move throughout the day. Little sausage. Right, let's go through what we got today. I only got a couple of things. Just a few bits and pieces. There wasn't too much different from when I was last there, to be fair. You inspect. You don't need the receipt. Oi, you don't need to eat it either. So, game number 1 is Area 51 for the PlayStation 2, which I think is a game that precedes Black Site on PlayStation 3. I played through Black Site when I was a kid. I played through Black Site a few months ago, earlier this year. I'm pretty sure that they are in the same world. It's a pretty pristine case. It's not one I see all that often, so I thought, why not actually get it this time? And then the other game that I got, which Ruby is less interested in, is SmackDown vs. Raw 2010. Now, again, somewhere I already own the disc for this. This is one of the ones that I just... Anybody that's been following me for a long time remembers... Hang on. Go for a wee. Anyone that follows me for a long time remembers that a lot of my PlayStation 3 games from when I was a kid the cases anyway, got pretty mashed up in the sun at my mum's old house before I moved, because there was no for them to live. They lived on a windowsill, they went crusty. And then when we moved into this house, I replaced all of them. So I've got duplicates of a lot of discs, just 2 games per case. Well, a lot of the SmackDown games were that. But SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, I think if I get 2011... I don't remember playing 2011. I definitely played a lot of 2006, 2008, and 2009. I definitely played some of 2010. I don't know about 2011. I think at 2011 I was about 13, so I think at that point I cared a bit less. I don't know. But they do need to be put on the shelf, because I do have lots to go on the shelf. Because things have just been piling up for a while now that have been coming from CEX. Granted, there's a chunk of DVDs here from earlier this month, or last month, I kind of lose track. When I took in a big box of stuff that I was intending on trading in, there was like 7 or so DVDs that they wouldn't take. But yeah, all of this needs to find its way onto my shelf today. Right, it's been a few days. I've just not done a lot. I said in this video we were going to put stuff away, and we are. So I've put you on the tripod for the first time in God knows how long. I almost never do this. I still need to work out positions for tripods and things. But say hello to YouTube. We're gonna move over there and start figuring this out, shall we? Come along, everybody, come along. So, Fallout 3, I'm thinking isn't going to live on there yet. I mean, it probably could. Like it doesn't look awful being over there. Like I said, I think that what I will do at some point is see if I can move the DVD box sets from up there somewhere else. We'll figure that out. But first of all, let's put the PS2 stuff away, because the PS2 stuff's the easiest. I have got this many PS2 games to put away. 3 L's, a J, R, a P, a G, an S, and an A. Right, A will be easiest, so we've got Area 51. Oh no. Oh, this is going to be so much harder than I thought it was going to be. Give me a minute. So, I need to move. I'm just kind of talking to myself, by the way. I don't know if you guys can even hear me because I'm facing away. Probably not brilliant quality, I know. So if I move you that way, move you. Wait. And then I don't like that it's kind of wonky. So I just moved one of you, so now if I move you this way. I'm going to straighten them all up when I'm done. Now Area 51 should fit in there, like that. This is so much harder than I thought it was going to be. I really thought this was going to be really easy. I don't know what order the Tomb Raider games go in. I'm not really sure it matters. Oh. Whoops. Well, I could take that back, maybe. That or I've wasted a £5. Whoops. That's annoying. It was bound to happen. I don't know why I bought that though. That's stupid. Well, that's one. Hasn't really gone to plan, this. Right, J for Just Cause. F, G, H, J. Ugh, more up there. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. So there's P, so P can come out there. And then, what, like, more of you need to move across. There's got to be a better way of doing this. There's just got to be. So the 3 P's have got to go in there. That's not quite going to fit. It's so warm in this room, I can't even. Right, they're in, okay. Now what? What's this? J, so J after James Bond, but before Killzone. You know, people who don't have their stuff alphabetized must have a way easier time, those animals. Ah, Return to Castle Wolfenstein. So even more needs to move across. We'll put it in before Resi. For Power Rangers. Will that fit up there? No. I just need to straighten that up though. So even more stuff is just going to have to move across. This entire second shelf is just ever being moved. P for Power Rangers. Okay, G for Godfather, that's up there. You know, better YouTubers than I would edit this to music, but I don't do that. Sorry. So G, there's 2 G's, so we'll move 2. Annoying, because now we're breaking up the Prince of Persia games. Well, at least the Hulk games are back together. Right. G for Godfather, that can go in after God of War, because, you know, it's all God. God of War, God Hand, all that sort of thing. Gladiator. Sure, we're going to have to go, just to keep it simple. And then Secret Agent Clank, which, you know, it's a Ratchet game, so... Okay. Just now need to straighten everything back up. Ta-da! That's PS2 done. That was the hardest part. We'll do PS4 next and PS5 because that's easier. So for PS5, we've got Dying Light and Prince of Persia. To be fair, the PS5 shelf is looking a bit full. If you I'll just pan you down. So PS5, we've got Dying Light 2. Dragon Ball Devil. Yeah. As long as it's in D, I'm not really bothered about like whether letter number 2 is specifically alphabetized. P for Prince of Persia. Somewhere in there, innit? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, P, Q, R, yeah. Okay. Right, this is a bit of an interesting one because it's another steelbook. Technically, my steelbook shelf is full. It's right at the very bottom there. So I'm just going to temporarily, anyway, just put it there because it works. Right, what else have we got to do? PS3. PS3 should be easy enough because there's not too many of them. So we've got 2 Borderlands games, a Walking Dead game. So we've got Borderlands Game of the Edition, Borderlands the pre-sequel, SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, and The Walking Dead. So we'll do Borderlands first, because, you know, B can't be too hard. I say that, it is actually pretty hard, so everything's going to have to move across. So 2 from there, move them across. Shimmy that. Actually, it's going to have to be 3, because one's a Walking Dead in it. And then 3 of you can move across over here. And now 3 of you. And across into... Oh, come on, I pulled out 3, what do you mean? There we go. And then... Right. B, we've got Borderlands and the pre-sequel. There, now in. Strange that it's a different font. SmackDown versus Raw, so that's down here somewhere. Is there space? Yeah, kinda. The shelf's now pretty tight, but there was space. So that's SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, 9 and 10 in. Walking Dead, that's an easy enough one because, you know, it just goes in next to Wet. And then next up, what I'm going to do with my collector's edition of Painkiller Hell and Damnation is I'm going to take the actual game case out, that one, and put that in on its own, and then the collector's edition can live with Fallout 3 somewhere at some point. Just for now, they can live there, you know, make the shelf look a little bit more full. But P, R, S, T, V, W, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Perincepod? No, that's not P really, is it? H? Because the problem is that I've got all of the Classics HD stuff together, which really screws up with the alphabetization. P's down here. Okay, so, yep, things do just need to move across again. Right. My trousers are falling down. Right, P should now be fine. Over here with prototype and portal. It's PA, so it should probably be first. Okay. I don't mind there being a bit of a gap there, because it'll just mean it's easier to fit something in at some point soon. But that is everything in. Ta-da, 11 minutes. That took longer than it probably should have. And we have the duplicate mistake, which I'll try and fix, but I don't know if they'll do it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video.